And at 5 o'clock, I reported on the past troubles associated with the MH-53E, and now we'll hear from someone with first-hand knowledge of how that chopper maneuvers in the air.
Our very own 10 on your side military reporter Art Kohn knows all about these helicopters and how these operations work. He was first with some of the information we received during Wavy News 10 midday, and he joins us now on the phone. Art?
53E is plain and simple a real workhorse for the United States Navy, Anita. And as you have seen in the pictures and heard everyone say, it is a massive flying machine. It is one of the biggest helicopters that the Navy flies, if not the biggest. But the only thing bigger than that would be probably the Flying Crane helicopter. Now, the thing with the the MH-53E, it has two primary missions. That is to perform mine countermeasures, aerial mine countermeasures. That big helicopter actually tows a sled through the water that is used to find mines that are planted in there. And it also serves as a onboard aerial delivery or vertical delivery system for whether it be troops or supplies or whatever. It has quite a bit of range. It has a very powerful engine, but also that big size of that helicopter and the engine also make that an aircraft that vibrates a lot, and it's got a lot of complex hydraulic machinery equipment in there that powers many different facets of the aircraft. Something goes wrong with one of those hydraulics, it can lead to other things and cause a problem. And those hydraulics routinely leak, and I don't mean to the point where it's necessarily a problem, but it's just a routine thing. I'll give you an example. I flew quite a bit in the CH-53, which is the Marine Corps' version of it. It's basically the same aircraft. But so much hydraulic was leaking from the hydraulic lines over top that when we left that helicopter, we being members of the media, many of us had shirts that were soaked with hydraulic fluid. The floor of the aircraft became very slippery just because that's how much these things tend to leak. However, it differs from aircraft to aircraft. I recently flew in the Navy's MH-53E out to a carrier to see one of the test flights of the new X-47B, the unmanned aircraft. A very vibrating flight. That thing's moving, but I didn't see the hydraulic leaking in that I saw when I flew in the one in Haiti. Also, to give you an idea of the range, we flew off of the USS Baton, which was off the coast of Haiti all the way back to Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, to catch a military MAC flight to take us back to the States when we were covering the earthquake and the disaster relief efforts. So this is a big machine. And yes, it has had some problems, but it's also, it does a lot of work. It flies a lot.
All right, Art Kohn, thank you very much. Some really in-depth knowledge there. We appreciate that. 10 on your side's coverage of today's deadly Navy chopper crash continues online. Head to wavy.com to see and hear all of our video. Included in that coverage is one man's account of a Navy helicopter dropping off two injured sailors at the hospital.